Hello and welcome to Dell's Gaming. I'm Dell and this is From the Depths, and I am sitting in a little fort that is one of my resource forts, which is heading towards a Steel Strider's resource point we took over. So I'm just taking a little stroll, or shall we say a ride on this, just while we're waiting for everything to go through. So it's a nice little nighttime sea voyage for my avatar. And while we're doing that, let's have a look at the map and the situation. So we're in this little resource fort here, being escorted by the Aquanautic fleet. And its intention is to go through and take this resource point and put the resource collector there. We also need to build another one actually to go and take over this resource point as well. But this one's making its way through these particular zones at the moment. So we've done the battle so far with the M-Force and the Navarone base, which we might have to just move up now that we've taken over this new resource. So we might remove that and push it up, ready possibly for going in against their home base. That would be interesting. See if we can put it close enough here so that it could actually bombard the home base once the Atlantis gets there, or possibly our in combination with our epic fleet, possibly send him in to do the base with the Navarone. That could be an interesting little battle. The Turtle Fleet got some ideas for, so we're working on that, and that's something I want to have a word about and some ideas. And also our land forces are ready to go in here. But we're going to be looking at the Aquanautic fleet today for the subs, because we haven't done the subs in a little while. And when I say subs, I mean the big subs. We've done the aircraft and our new M classes, and the M classes will be joining up with the Aquanautic fleet when the Aquanautic fleet finally comes round into this zone. I think we'll bring the M classes into the battle as well and make a nice big subby battle in there in some way, but we'll sort that one out when a little closer to the time. I think it might have to be, they'll have to meet up in this square here, this 441, because obviously to get through there they will need to go into this zone first. So they'll have to take on this square and then meet up possibly in this base. We'll see how that works out for them in general. But first I'd like to have a little pose an idea, shall we say. I've been asked, people, can they see how their ships do against mine, and the usual sort of thing, and it's like, can I destroy your ships? Well, yes, I'm sure anybody could destroy my ships if it comes to it, because they're okay, but they're not tournament level, shall we say. I know my limitations. That's more important than knowing my abilities. So, my ships are good, but are they brilliant? I'm sure you guys have built better. So the opportunity is, should we see what are these better ships that you have brought up? But I want to do it a little bit differently. It's also a bit of a challenge as well, rather than just who's got the best ship. So what I'm looking for is, or posing, would people like to be put up ships which will be part of a fleet? So they're not going to be against each other, they're against the AI, but their primary role is to defend the flagship. So we'll have one ship, which will be the flagship, which will either be, I'm going to create a new sort of sub, maybe a classical sort of typhoon-y type of Red October style sub. A new, possibly equivalent to the Air Gustav plane, and a new sort of battleship, or to go along with the destroyers and anything else we come in. So these are all going to be around 5,000-6,000 block ships, which leaves room for some support vessels. So these are going to be reasonable size, but they're going to have weaknesses, shall we say. And I'm purposely going to build them with weaknesses. So people have to build ships which help keep the main ship alive. It's not going to be a big weakness, but it's going to have a weakness. So they have to build ships to support the flagship. So what I'm looking for is people who have or would like to build support ships to be part of the fleet and keep the flagship alive. Now, you can do it in many ways. You can do it by destroying the enemy. Destroy the enemy, can't attack the flagship, system sorted. Yeah. Now, the one advantage you will have in your ships is, in general, the enemy will be going for your flagship. Will be going for the flagship, which means that you're not going to be the primary target. So you know, if we're in the Aquanautic fleet here, and we'll say the Leviathan is the primary target. Now, the Leviathan is, you know, quite a large target. It's got good shielding, so my flagships will have good shields, etc. But they're mainly be trying to attack that. They're not going to start attacking your smaller support ships, whilst there is a nice big couple of 1,000 points ship available for attacking. So that is the idea there, anyway, is to do it in that particular fashion. You could have your ship in combat, you know, AI in combat mode, and it goes and attacks the enemy, or you can leave it, suggest it stays in fleet mode and then tries to stay near the flagship. So anyway, there's lots of ideas there of how to, but you remember your priority is defense. When I say defense, is defending another ship, which is a challenge in its own right, because it's easy to just destroy other things. Keeping a ship vessel alive might be a bit more of a challenge. Anyway, that's the idea. Those that want to participate, I'll be putting a forum thread up actually in Steam. In the Steam forums, I'm going to promote the Steam forums and the Steam access and the Steam workshop on this. So the priorities are going to be any ship that that you would like to be made part of this, shall we say, exercise or the fleet. Please put into the Steam workshop so I can download it. Also, just reply to the thread that I will be putting up eventually in the Steam forums. Look down below for details, and once I've got enough ships, I will randomly pick some ships to be part of a fleet, and I'll let you know how it goes on. We'll give it a week or so, and we'll use them for the various ships. So we're going to use them as part of the Turtle fleet to go and take over these squares. There's a big 800 point there. We'll use them as part of the Aquanautic fleet to taking on a couple of these last squares here, and we're going to have a new air-based ship, although I'm looking at the targets it's going to be, which we'll use in a various elements. There's a couple of squares here that need to be taken out by purely air elements because there's very little water. But we'll also put it against some of these other squares over here as well, because it looks like the Steel Striders have got some land going over this way, so we'll put them against some sea ships as well. But you'll be able to say which fleet you would like to be part of: the subfleet, surface fleet, air fleet. And we'll leave that. Now the ground vehicles, I don't think if someone wants to do some ground vehicles, perfect, we'll put them in as part of the core mobile or the core division, depending on which one you would like to put them through, if you really suggest. But the main three, I think, at the moment will be the surface, air, or sub. And let me know how it goes. But anyway, that is that idea, and hopefully people will like the idea. It'll be interesting to see what people come up with. But for the moment, what I would like to do is go in with my subs, because we haven't seen our subs do some big damage recently. So we're going to do a little battle against this 457 using the Aquanautic fleet. And we're just going to go in here. It's going to do it fairly simply. Going to go in here, and we're going to use some of the subs we haven't seen for a while. We'll see what type of enemy we are up against, of course. So let's just speed it up and get this moving forwards. Come on, come on. And here we go. Right, okay, let's have a look at what the fleet makeup is first. Oh, lots of various fleets, airships, sea ships, Exeter. Oh, I'm liking this. This could be an interesting battle. I'm not sure what some of these are. Arachnid, Exeter. Nah, yeah, that's... And the Bullshark. Okay. Could be interesting. Could be interesting. So, we'll start this battle where it is. I'm going to do this at range. I like having plenty of range. So, how many points have we got? Oh, at this moment, they outpoint us quite significantly. So, I'm going to bring in our resource base, even though it's actually going to go at the bottom, just to give us a few more points. It's not many points, but by the looks of it, every point is going to matter on this here. So, let's see. Now, we can either bring in one big ship and hopefully it can deal enough damage quickly. And, or, let's see. Just seeing the points, or I could up the points value. So, okay, let's bring in the Killawhale. Now, by the looks of it, we're not, there's some air, is that some airships Arachnid? I'm not sure what the Arachnid is. I've got to say, there's lots of them and Exeters. Well, are they flying vessels? I'm at a loss to find out. Okay, let's go on. Let's have a look at this differently. Right, where are they? Let's bring on the interface. Are they flying or surface? Okay, they seem to be fairly surfacey vessels. Okay, let's go in with the Killawhale, because we haven't seen the Killawhale in a long time. Now we'll go in also with the Scout, because the Scout would be needed for later ships anyway. And then a Destroyer. Destroyer's quite a good little sub. Then what else we got? We've got the Walrus Boomer. We haven't seen that for a while. And what am I missing here? No, we'll go in with those, and then we'll bring in the Hunter and more of those. Then finally, the Seagull Hunters are mainly against airships, air vehicles, so we'll leave them for the moment. And the Mine Layer is a bit of a last resort ship if that has to come in. So we're going to go with that Killawhale. Now, how many points would I need if I raised up just to bring in the Seal Scout as well? Oh, we'd have to raise it up quite a bit. Yeah, quite a bit, because the Killawhale... Okay, let's just go in with the Killawhale though, because I don't want to give them too many points either. So we're going to stay at around that 20,000 point mark. Can't bring anything else in. Okay, right, I'm on board the Killawhale, so let's hope we can do a bit of damage here. Begin battle. Interface off. So let's go and have a look at hopefully some new ships from the enemy. So here we've got our Killawhale. It's not really had a paint job, so let's just make sure that everything like the AI is on. Yep, he is on. So let's go and find out where are those ships. Where's the enemy ships? Let's go and have a look at the enemy ships. We're starting at range, which is not a bad idea. So these are the Arachnids then, which is 780 blocks. Looks like they are possibly torpedo armed. Yeah, that's going to be a bit bad. We've got few defences against the torpedoes. I'm not liking the looks of this so far. And our Killawhale is not firing at this moment. He's firing a few flares, but he's getting done by these quite nastily, actually. That's not good. It's because it is not in range, I'm guessing, at the moment. And this is the Exeter. I'm guessing the Exeter. Nice sort of classic build of ship. Twin guns. A very big keel on here. I'm guessing he's got a bit of problem with recoil on those guns, which is going to be a bit of a problem for him. Right, okay, now where is our ship? Let's just go in here. Right, we're in here. We are taking a lot of damage still. And as I say, we are still not firing as yet, which is a bit surprising, to say the least. I don't see why we are not firing. Frank, oh, wait a minute. Am I on the weapons? I'm on the frigging weapons. Classic mistake. Classic mistake. Oh dear. If that was the reason, yeah, we're firing now. Oh well, they've got a little bit of an advantage on us there then. A bit of an initial alpha strike, which I did not respond to because I was an idiot. So, it looks like, are you caught on the... yeah, okay, that is the problem with a big keel. He seems to have got himself somewhat caught. Can't believe I was on the weapons. Okay, now the killer whale can do some damage. Please do some damage. Looks like, are they using missile interceptors? They possibly are using some missile interceptors. But the Exeter's taking a fair bit of damage anyway. What have we got coming in? We've got an Eel Scout, but it needs a lot of blocks. The killer whale's a big ship. 8,000 blocks. So it is fairly much in on his own. It's basically just a whole shed load of missiles, as you can see here. They should be firing anytime soon. It just basically constantly fires lots and lots of missiles. And now that I'm not controlling the weapons, they are coming in and they're doing the damage. Although some of them seem to be just going off. I'm guessing the laser has got damaged on it potentially. No, they seem to be okay. Oh no, they are coming in. They're just doing a high angle approach. You can see they're going up and then coming in afterwards. Well, they've quite happily almost cut off the top of the ship. I haven't adjusted these missiles in some time, so some of them are coming in now. So we've got a health below 80% damaged on this one. Let's just go and have a look at some of these missiles which are firing a little high. Maybe they're okay. Right, our killer whale has taken a bit of damage and is a bit listing at the moment, which is not great for it. It's you know, it's possibly its missiles are being fired slightly sideways at this moment, which is not good for it. These Arachnids are slowly whittling it away with their torpedoes, which is a bit annoying. But we did get rid of one of the Exeters, and I think that's another Exeter has just come in. Yes, looks like it is, but it's got a whole load of torpedoes coming in. Unfortunately, as I say, the the missiles are going a bit sideways, and I think we are about to lose the killer whale. And it would have helped if I hadn't really been controlling the weapons at the beginning. That was somewhat of an issue. So we're going to get ready for this. I actually think we must be going to get a few in. So I'm going to go to the destroyer because we must get a few ships in now. Hopefully, once this gets taken out, it's just going to destroy itself. So sorry, killer whale. It was my fault. I do apologise. I stopped you firing your main weapons out, which was not very nice of me, and I hampered you. I apologise for that. I will. It's the whole take the interface off type situation. I do leave my pants on though. You know, that's definitely not going to be not doing that. Okay, so definitely not on any weapons. Missiles are out from our deep sea already. And who was that? Someone just got. Oh, that may have been our eel scout. I'm not sure, or it seemed to just blow something up straight away. Let's take off that there. Right, now, not on weapons, so now interface off, but pants on. And being English, pants have a totally different meaning to Americans, so be aware of that. Anyway, let's see how they do. So now we have got some missiles going in against these Arachnids. I've got a little stutter coming into the game at the moment, but at least we've got some missiles coming in on these Arachnids, I hope. Or have they just decided to change course to the Exeter? They may be changing course to the Exeter. Oh dear. Okay, well, no, is this another Exeter? Yes, this is an Exeter. Whoop, my destroyer got taken out. Okay. Back in a second. Right, okay, so that wasn't good. It's these Arachnids are doing very well with all of their torps they're sending out, basically, are causing great problems. These are Arachnids. Now we have more missiles coming in. This looks like it's another Seal Scout. See, it's resisting those quite nicely, and we do have torps still out. Coming in against this Exeter, but yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on our own ship here, because this is an Eel Scout, so he's going reasonably fast. But yep, there's the missiles from those Arachnids. Now, they're coming in quite dangerously against us. Yeah, those Arachnids are a pain. Basically, if you're not flying, you've got a problem against them. As I've said before, you know, one problem with torpedoes at the moment is they have no... You know, in the rock paper scissors game, which this is, they have no way of going against them. Okay, that's just a simple. I think that's just a SVS Hunter, DSV Hunter. Taken a bit of damage so far. I'm reckoning from some missiles that have been fired by the Arachnid. Right, we'll try and have a look here. So let's see if we can find what's out there. Yeah, unfortunately you can't. There's our Scout, Walrus. There's some Arachnids which are firing their missiles, and that's our Walrus going in against the Exeter there. So you can use this view to a degree to see where things are. It's still not brilliant at seeing everything. Where are we? We've got, that's missiles. What else have we got? We've got these Arachnids down here. There we go. So yep, these Arachnids are a pain. So this would be something where you would need the support vessels targeting small ships to help, basically, because the big ship was being taken over. It was the small ships that were destroying us. Now, the other bit I need to look at, just for this, is have a look at what their torpedoes are that they're firing. Let's see if I can see some of them. Are they infrared? Or are they sonar? Let's see if I can see. I'm not sure. I think they're sonar. Yeah, they look sonar, which means there is no countermeasure to sonar torpedoes. If they were infrared, then you can use flares. But sonar, no, unfortunately not. Okay, well, we've got one of them by the looks of them. Oh, I can have a look here. Oh no, just just missed my opportunity to look at that one there. So we have lost. Oh, we were taking them out slowly then. That's been good. Or I've got to take them out at range. Obviously, I think possibly at the very beginning with my Killawhale, if I wasn't on the ruddy missiles, it would have been better. So we've got another Tempest Destroyer coming in, which is good. And what enemy are we up against now? What are we up against? We've got another Arachnid there, which I'm hoping won't last too long. So what I can do is this. I'm thinking is, no, that's the wrong one. If I go to here, oops, no, that's not that. Interface on. Q. No, come on. All target him. We want him dead. All target, all target, all target. Yes, yes. Come on. Everyone shoot at him. What else have we got coming? Is it another Exeter? Oh no, this is something different. What's it, or is it another Exeter? Alright, it's still an Exeter. Yes, they're long. Whoa, yes. You see their big keels definitely have a problem with the shallows, shall we say? And that Arachnid, has that been? I think the Arachnid it's taken some damage. I need it to take a bit more. Oh, big! That looks like a big DSV torpedo. So, okay, with a little bit of application of the targeting, which is always handy, being able to micromanage it a little bit. That helped significantly. Oh, looks like one of our subs is having a little bit of a breach moment over there. DSV, the Eel Scout, looks like of course it's a sinking, it's a sub. Yeah, our Eel Scout unfortunately got taken out. We'll maybe put a Seal Hunter in here. Let's just see how they do before we bring in a Walrus. They may still have a suitable effect, but we're going to make sure that this is what I want people to target. Get rid of this Arachnid. We have got, it looks like we've got a few more of them coming in, and we've got that Bullshark as well, which is going to be a people have said about that being a bit of a pain, I think, but we'll have to see. Ooh, some of our missiles are going nowhere there for some reason. They don't seem to be. Don't know where you're targeting. Maybe one of its targeting mechanisms has gone up. It could be these are infrared missiles. As I said, I think I've said before, infrared missiles sometimes just do not target properly. Could be he's lost an infrared targeting laser. His lasers are not. Yeah, see the laser there? It's going into the ground. That means it's not targeting properly. Looks like it's taken some damage. Let's see what I can do on this. Don't think there is much I can do. I've either got to wait for it to repair, I think, and hope it pulls itself out, unfortunately. It might be a bit stuck though on this and not gonna sort itself out. It might eventually, if it is slightly moving, it is slightly moving, so it might slide past eventually. So let's just let it go and see if it rights itself. As enemies get a little closer, it should retarget ships, and some of the missiles will be effective. Such as against this Exeter. Are they coming in? Yeah, we've got some torps coming in against him. what else have we got in play at this moment? We have the DSV and we have, well, we've got 2 seagull hunters. So let's go and have a look at how these are doing and what they're firing at. Well, they are firing. And they are firing torps as well. Right, let's give them all onto this Arachnid first. Because that is, again, my primary target. Now, let's put the interface back on so I can do this a little better. There we go. Right. All target that one, please. Now, they are firing. I can see some shots coming in. That's good. We need to finish this. If we finish this Arachnid off, then they can go for the other targets. This Exeter seems to be having some issues. I think mostly it's got blown up quite significantly. Yeah, okay, we're taking some damage still from our destroyer's still there. Unfortunately, he's a bit caught as such. He's taken a bit of damage, but he is still firing, which is a bonus. Once this Arachnid, has the Arachnid gone? The Arachnid's gone. Excellent. Okay, let's everybody target this one then. Let's go all against him. All target him then instead. Let's get rid of this one here. So hopefully all my... Whoop, that's the... Ooh, who are you? Are you a walrus? No, you're not a walrus. You're a seagull hunter. Okay. That's fair enough. Right, who else is targeting you? Should be someone from down here. Let's see, is the walrus, the deep sea now targeting you? Deep sea is now targeting you, except for one of his missiles. But you're not going anywhere. You should... that's annoying. And now you're... the smoke could have been because of damage it's been deployed, I think, rather than detecting its own laser. Yeah, fair enough. And our deep sea destroyer is hopefully back into the fight after I did give it a little bit of a manual rework. A little bit of a help guiding it off of those basically the shallows it was caught on. So hopefully that will get it back into the battle properly with its missiles this time now. We've got a couple of Exeters in the battle we're up against now, and points-wise, we're still very much down compared to them. We've got a lot of ships we have to go against, so that's just a lot of damage we have to put in. So basically our subfleet needs a few more ships just to make up the numbers, I think, at the moment. And another Exeter has finally bit the dust, and the Seagull Hunters, although being primarily anti-air, have done a reasonable job taking on this Exeter. Now, I was just looking at the Exeter, having a bit look at how it's built up, and something I do like about it, I must say, is it's using looks like spin blocks for propulsion, which is very, I mean, they look like propellers, which is always a good, interesting. If we look at this one, which is half dead from the Destroyer. So yeah, we've got these spin blocks, which are being used as a propulsion. Looks like there is some other propulsion methods up here as well being used, but they might actually be for up and down. I think they looks like they're used for pitch control potentially instead. So that's an interesting little item that makes it very reasonable looking. Affects the frame rate. Might be one of the reasons we get into a stutter, because I don't think they're the heli blade style by the looks of them, although they might be the new heli blades actually, rather than a spin block, which would be good. Let's just see if what their base unit is. Oh no, they are the heli blade, so they're heli blade. That's good. That's good. So we've got another Exeter. So we're just basically having to make our way through these Exeters, who aren't really doing too much damage against us. We are shielded on the Destroyer in most places. Some places haven't got a great amount of shielding, and you can see some of their shells are getting through, and also the water's not quite as deep. When we do go into a shallow, you'll notice it does go close to the surface, and sometimes does a breach in trying to avoid the sea floor, which is due to the controllers on the bottom detecting the seafloor beneath it and then changing all of the hydrofoils. So it does work unless they get damaged, which is what I think happened earlier. You know, the old DSV Destroyer does quite well at avoiding the ground. They still have a great point advantage on us at the moment, so we're waiting for you know, a few more destructions, and then we'll bring in a boomer, and then we'll start to get a little bit of an advantage. But considering they have such a big points advantage, we're doing reasonably well. Oh, Exeter did a little bit of a bunny hop. I didn't know that bunny hopping was an option in this game. It's got a nice salvo. This it's going through the shallows. It's because of this deep keel. If you're designing your own ships, either try not to have such a deep keel. I understand why they've done it. It's just it's a bit shit, really. You know, a bit of a keel coming down about 3 or 4 blocks, fine. That's about a 30 or 40 block keel, and as you can see in this type of environment, it causes big problems. So you know, there is ways around it. You can manage your stability. You either have to make it a little wider and longer. You've got to sacrifice something, otherwise, you know, as you can see here, gives it problems. Oh, looks like our DSV did a bit of a breach over some shallow water again. Yep, it's over these shallows. It likes to keep 50 meters between it and the seafloor, which sometimes means it jumps out the water. Our ships have steadily been taking out the Exeters as they have been coming in, but one little issue, which I think is not really fair, is for whatever reason, well, it's due to the loading ranges of land. Because our battles spread over a wide area, at some point our DSV has ended up below the land surface. So now it's basically nothing can attack it, and it's just firing through the ground at any targets above it, which is a bit unfair. It just means everything is coming through the ground to target whatever it wants to, which is, you know, beneficial in some ways, but at the same time somewhat unfair. You know, as you can see, the missiles are just appearing through the ground to attack the enemies, which, you know, is not really fair as such. And it's due to the problem of the land basically phasing out, and anything that's touching the land can end up below them at the time. If we look at the map, we can see our battle is spread out quite significantly now. And I think our the destroyer, which is in the centre now, was almost over in this sort of area, this square, and my camera and my character was over in this sort of area. So a significant difference in position as such. Yeah, that's the sort of reason for that, I believe. So I'm thinking about maybe bringing it out and then putting the Leviathan in instead. But I don't think I've got enough points at the moment. So I'll leave it in for the moment until we maybe get the next vessel in. At the moment we're mainly going up against these Exeter class. And if I bring the interface on, looking at what they have to come in, it looks like it's more of those Exeter class. Actually, it'll be easier if I do it from the map. Where are we? Where's the enemy forces? So we've got a few more of the Arachnids, Exeters, and then this Bullshark. So certainly once it comes to the Bullshark, I think we'll bring out the Destroyer, etc., and leave the Leviathan in to go against the Bullshark. That could be an interesting little fight. So I'll possibly speed it up or phase up to that area once we have something a little bit more interesting to show. And we have now got the Bullshark has come in, the enemy Bullshark, which is going to be a little interesting. So our DSV did actually eventually come unglitch itself and is now back on the surface, sort of thing. When I may say that, it's no longer under the ground. So that's quite happily coming in quite nicely at the moment. So we'll see how that does against this Bullshark. It's got torpedoes out. Now we do have this Arachnid, which is still a pain in the arse, this Arachnid. It's the torpedoes. It's good. I've got to say, like the design. It's good and bad. You know, there's a lot of torpedoes it fires, and because I'm going to have to find a way of countering torpedoes in some ways. I'll have to have a think about it. See what's a good idea other than flying. That seems to be the primary. Whoops, I seem to have just got taken out on the Atlantis. So the Atlantis has got taken out, which means our Leviathan will come in, and I wouldn't be surprised if again it was the torpedoes that took out that. Yep, so our Leviathan will next be in, although we do have at the moment a lot of mines out there. So we're just going to see if they can take out the Arachnid, I think, first, and then we'll bring the Leviathan in against this Bullshark. So I'm not sure if what did us there, was it the Bullshark? And I've got a stutter again, which is really annoying, so apologies for that. Let's have a look at this Bullshark, what its stats are. So it's 10,000 blocks, 2.5 million RP, so it's not a small vessel. Lots of missiles and a couple of a big triple gun. And there we've got the more torpedoes going out, which is the bit which is killing us off at the moment. Although he seems to have just destroyed himself. Okay, let's get this. Let's see what we need to do to get our Leviathan in. Leviathan versus Bullshark. So we will take out some of these until we get... No, in actual fact, that's the easier way. Let's just up the count until it brings it in. There we go. So the Leviathan should now be in play. Where are you? Let me go down to it. Let's make sure off the missiles. There we go. So the Leviathan is starting to fire. And we have our shields are up. We're taking a bit of damage from some of his cannon fire by the looks of it. How's he doing as defensively? Let's see how this Bullshark. He's also firing his missile salvo is also coming out. He has a laser system, anti-missile lasers. Now, hopefully, some of our frags will maybe take the anti-laser out eventually. It's getting damaged. It is slowly damaging. Our missiles are now getting through. So the missiles are getting through to the Bullshark's interior finally. And we would have torpedoes coming in as well, I'm guessing. Has he got a laser system as well, or is it? No, that's my my laser targeting coming in at it. He's still got some anti-missile there, I think. He's still got some firing, or has been repaired. But a lot of our missiles are now getting through. Some are just a little too long. We also have a lot of torpedoes coming through here. So, which again, he's got the same problem that we do, is there is no counter to the torpedoes. So you can see his anti-missile system there trying to be rebuilt. But we've got missiles coming in, some of our high-range missiles coming in straight down vertically now. That's our long-range missiles. They go up a long way, then they start targeting the enemy. Oh, a few of them have missed. But okay, he's got his cannon, his turret got blown off. But we've still got missiles coming in quite nicely. Our own, we got damaged a bit ourselves, down to 97%. That's semi-understandable. Leviathan has a lot more armour than a lot of the other subs I've built. A lot of the other subs I've built are very, let's call them glass hammers. You know, they, as you saw, they take a few hits and they will get destroyed. But they rely more on the depth, which the torpedoes counter as such. So that's why the Arachnid was so good against our subs there. But we've got significant missile fire coming in now. And the ship is big enough that I think we're not hitting anything really critical yet. We've got significant size of the engine, usual standard engine design. Nothing really special there, I think. That's the rear cannon, which really can't target us at the moment. It's obviously for long-range support from behind. We do have more missiles coming in. Hopefully, should be our high-range missiles going up and then coming down again, and another missile salvo firing in. That's our delayed action missiles coming in straight down on the top. I like how they work. They either go long range, or if there's nothing long range at this sort of range, they come down very nicely straight on top of the target, which I think is great. So he's now sinking, which is good. So our Leviathan has done the business, although it didn't have to fight the Arachnids, which is a bit lucky. The Arachnids could have given it a serious pasting. So now we will have the Exeter will be the last vessel in this battle, which has gone on for a long time. So no doubt I've cut a lot out. A lot of these battles were just repeats of the Exeter being blown up by the DSV Destroyer. You know, once you've seen it 10 times, you know, well, it wasn't 10 times. Once you've seen it 4 times, you don't need to see the other 6. You know, I've mostly cut most of that out. It was just the Arachnids were the only problem ship I've had in this battle. Okay, so let's see how quickly this Leviathan can take out the Exeter, which is the enemy's last ship. We should have some long-range missiles. Let's just make sure I'm not on controls. No, we should have some long-range missiles coming in at some point. I don't think he has any missile defences actually. Let's see, where is our Leviathan? There you are. I'm guessing that's our Leviathan. Is that our Leviathan? No, that's actually our resource point. Our resource point's actually in the battle. I'd forgotten he was even in selectable. Okay, we've got missiles coming in, I'm guessing, from our Leviathan now. This will be the first long-range missile strike. So these are some of our very large long-range missiles, I'm guessing. Yeah, fairly long, fairly big noodle sticks, as I call them. Coming in here. Going straight forward, because I think there's engine. There might have been some decoys up there, but it may also be some engines. These first ones are infrared for long range, so they don't have to rely on a laser system. We seem to be yeah, going straight through the centre of the ship there. Another salvo coming in of the fairly long range missiles. See what damage they're doing from underneath. They're obviously going for a key component of some description. What's down here? Ooh, let's see. Lots of stuff. Lots of things being blown up. Another salvo coming in. And we're starting to get some of our other missiles are firing out by the looks of it now. Some of our more medium range missiles, which are a little faster. You can see them coming in at slightly different angles up there, because they launch quite high before they target, to come into a different angle. So once you get to this sort of, well, what range are we now? We are 1500 meters from the Leviathan. You get quite a few different angled missiles coming in, and that's a significant amount of missile spam coming in there. And he is sinking. Excellent. Well, it didn't take long for the Leviathan. You can see he's just got a significant missile barrage capacity. He was designed to overwhelm laser defense systems. You'd have to have, you know, just with sheer volume of missiles, especially at this slightly closer range. Longer range missiles, yes, you know, you can't have so many of those, but this shorter range, it does very well. Okay, that should be the last ship. Excellent. So we took a lot of damages there. Lots of items were taken out on our side, so we're going to need to rebuild quite a few of these vessels. Some of them I won't, but yeah, we got taken out. Most of them were taken out by the Arachnids, I will say. The Exeters did take out a few, but not so many of them. The Killawhale, I think at the beginning, was partially the Arachnids, but also me having control of the guns was not a good thing. That was my big mistake, so I must remember that in the future. Either don't control anything, or make sure I come off of the guns before, you know, I go into sort of like view mode, for want of a better word. So yeah, that was not great. These Finger of Atlantis are actually missile firing mines that got created by the system. It does create quite a lot of them, so I'm just tidying them up. Okay, I'll tidy the rest of those up later. I think there's no need to have these all done. Oh, I'm nearly there, so let me just finish this off. Only takes a little while. So we have a new resource area, which is good, and our group can now move into there. So what have we got left to do as such? Right, well, I'm going to be doing a little bit more testing and doing some build of some new fleet flagships. Now, hopefully, if I get a good response, or a response, about my idea of the support vessels, subscriber support vessels, to add to a fleet, what I will do is create a separate fleet for each of the sub, air, and surface fleets, which has got the flagship, and then just whoever submits any vessels, and we'll just put them in, and I'll randomly select some groups. So hopefully you'll be able to think of that. Now, one of the things you've got to think about is how you're going to build your ship to be specifically a support vessel, rather than it being just, you know, just a vessel. But we'll put that down, and hopefully you'll see that in the forum. But for the moment, I think I will be doing some more lab videos, I think, and as well as the builds. So until next time, keep fighting. Please submit those ideas. But until next time, have fun.